with finishing well 5 and a near completion of well 3 minus some chlorination upgrades and some fuel tank upgrades.
Thank you.
Mr. Coles?
Number 3, you never close the number 3 down. It's the best producing well that we have. It's at 800 gallons per minute.
And it's deep.
No, that isn't a deep one. The deep one is over on there. That's well number 1. There's one over there. That's 1,200 feet deep.
Okay.
I know all about that. They threw me off the committee after we found the problems. That was in '77 when we ran out of water.
All right, page 55, Edgebrook Lift Station. That's a neck extension that we're going to try to, with all the flooding in that area, we're going to try to say that, well, go ahead, Mr. Knight.
How big of an extension you can put on that? What level are you gonna bring it up to?
We're looking at a 4-foot extension, between 4 and 5 feet.
It's almost 4 foot down, which you have shrubs.
If you know where the
4 foot
existing,
above that?
if you know where the existing control panel and power, the meter base is, it'll be level with that. That was noted as the high water mark back from '87, and I understand it was raised at that point to the existing meter base where that is now. That neck extension will mirror that meter base.
Are we gonna landscape around that too, or kind of somewhat protected, or just get in
We'll
that?
try and do something to shield it so it doesn't look like 2 garbage cans stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
I think why this was added in is because that one went down for a while and it cost us some bucks to get repaired. So, moving right along here. The Wooddale Booster Station, pump number 2. Page 61,
Well, what about 56?
56.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Resurfacing 3, 4, 5, 6, cleaning inspection and painting.
The reservoir at 3, 4, and 5? I thought we were on a pump station or a lift station.
Did I?
We were on 55
Yeah.
at Edgebrook Lift Station,
Yes.
Okay.
and then
Thank
we
you.
went to 56 Reservoir 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
Right.
Cleaning and inspecting.
So my question on that is, is this the Itasca Wooddale Reservoir that we're talking about?
No, these are the
Oh.
above ground water storage tanks on Potter.
Okay,
Right.
thank you. Okay.
Okay, let's go 61. What the? I'm trying to do the 2009, 2010. I mean, unless you guys want to go through it all. I mean,
Just one quick one.
on which page?
On 57 with the water tower, only because it's far out there, but it's a decent sized ticket budget number, 300,000. Just the question is, how old is the water tower? What is its expected lifespan? And is this?
I'll have to get back to you on the age of the water tower. I don't know. I know that it was last painted in 2000, and when staff identified when we thought it would need to be done again, it was given basically 15 years. I didn't want to leave it not in the CIP. I wanted to put in an earmarker for it. Hence, we put it in 13 for painting.
I had heard something from a staff member who's no longer with us well over a year ago that water tower might possibly be nearing the end of its useful life. And I just saw the 300,000 there, and I'm like, was a little shocked that either the 300,000 is premature to paint it, or I had bad information before. So that's all.
Okay. Okay. Bear with me. 61 now. Wooddale Booster Station, pump number 2. Questions on that? Okay. The other one is on page 63, the sanitation sewer rehab program. Any questions on that? No? What?
What is the rehab? What are they doing?
63.
They televise it to make sure it's working. We have to televise it so often. Mr. Luton asked for explanation on 63. What
Sure. Basically, we're looking at identifying through the 4 wards by TVing our sanitary system. We have identified certain areas in town. I believe last year we went through Ward 4. And going through Ward 4, we've identified areas that we need to make repairs to our sanitary sewer. And by doing that, the easiest way is to slip line those areas, which means blocking off an area, flushing it clean, and then blowing in a bladder with water. Once that bladder activates by that water, it adheres to the inside lining of the pipe. They then send through another camera and, for lack of a better term, I guess, robot that goes in, inspects where the existing service taps are and cuts out those service taps, and then allows that section of pipe to be sealed from the inside, extending the useful life of that sanitary sewer.
Can you tell me where in this program for the water, where is there the project for removing the transite pipes?
We have no project in the CIP isolated for removing transite pipe.
But that was one of the reasons that we voted to increase the water rates, was to be able to have money to remove them.
This is the sanitary sewer
That's a different.
slip lining.
Okay.
If you want to go back to the actual water main installation, which we identified back before, we can go back
Tell me
to
what page that's on?
We haven't got that far yet.
On page 64? So we're going to get to it then.
Christine Winger, you have a question on that other one?
I do. So when we say construction, is that the repairing of where we televised and it's problematic?
Correct. It will be the television, and it will be the repairing through slip lining of that sanitary sewer.
Well, we're using in-house people to do the televising, correct?
Correct. We'll be using in-house people to do the televising. We'll be using an outside contractor to do the slip lining, and we'll be using in-house personnel to make the digs at the service taps, to make corrections at those service taps when they're identified.
So the actual systematic televising, is any of that done in-house?
Correct. That's currently ongoing.
And it's done in-house?
Correct. And it is done in-house.
And then when we do the construction, that's where we have to go outside for some of it?
Correct. The slip lining is actually done by an outside contractor. Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else on that? Storm street water main replacement, 64. Mr. Nuzio.
Yeah, John, I know I talked to you about this already. I mean, I think you guys are trying to outline here the worst ones or whatnot first, based on history and breakages or whatever you want to call them. My concern is, do we have like a set plan like we're doing for the roads? So, I know some of these are under a road, so if we're going to reconstruct the road in 3 years down the road, and we're not going to go tear off the road because that is the oldest water main and then, walk away. I mean, we're probably going to wait for the 3 years and then we'll do that one.
Mhm.
But the ones that are in the, let's say in the right of way between the curb and the sidewalks, those are the ones that can be done worst to first, right? Or the worst first. Is that where we're gearing towards?
Correct, and we just go by basically the most problematic with the breaks. You're right about the ones like what's not showing up here. School Street will have the water main replaced as part of that project. The existing water main, in addition to being old and having some breaks, it is under the pavement. So I'm gonna try and, put the new one out of there, or at least not have to dig up the pavement on any breaks on that. I would imagine Elmhurst Street as well, we would probably do that water main when we get to that street, and it's not shown in here. But right, the rest of these are kind of independent, standalone, regardless of a reconstruction.
So all these water mains we're basically doing here are all in the parkway, right? It's not, these projects are basically parkways because we're
All
not
these
tearing
are
in.
the parkway, possibly at the intersections, there might be a little bit of street work, but they're generally under the parkway, correct?
Okay.
Mr. Littleton.
Dave Graff or John Kramer, whoever wants to take this question. Now we're getting into the piping, the fresh water that's coming to the houses. Do we have, and can we have a list of those areas that have transite pipes and that you will be putting those to priority to replace first?
No, we do not have a list, or I do not have a list with me that lists transite water main and their installation dates, but I can provide the council with that if necessary.
The Camaris report gave a list of transite pipe areas in Ward 3 and 4 area. Can we have those taken care of first and get rid of those?
We'll need to look into them and see where they fit into how we adopted the CIP, and if we need to make changes, we can.
As I said before, a few minutes ago, my vote to vote for the water rate increase was for the purpose of giving the enterprise fund the money to remove those deleterious pipes and replace them with quality pipes for the quality of drinking water for this city. Thank you.
Okay, move on. Ellen? Yeah. I'm working on it, guys, so. Oak Avenue water main replacement on page 72. No questions on that. Building repair, Public Works. Any questions on that?
Can we go back to,
I'm sorry.
can we go back to just a couple of them that we wanted to point out? Potter Street water main and Oak water main. Assuming council wants to approve those projects as they are in here, we feel that that kind of pushes us over the limit of the workload that we can do in-house. And when we put this together, I know we're saying here design in-house for those projects. Not anticipating everything would get approved. We do believe we would have to have outside consultants do that work. It's not a question of our technical expertise, it's just the workload. We don't think we could get those done this year doing the design in-house. So Potter Street water main and Oak water main, we would ask to use a design consultant for those.
Anyone have a problem with that? Scholes?
If you have to have a design come in, you have to have them come in. And if you have to have somebody that has to help you because you don't have you don't know what you're going to run into, then I would suggest you get an outfit that has done work on water mains here in the city, and have them do it.
And we'll definitely do that.
Any other questions on that? Okay. Right along here. South treatment, expansion, Public Works,
Again.
77. Yes.
Or Public Works.
South, Public Works. 77?
Again.
Okay, go ahead. Newsy.
Again, I mean, I see this as 2011, so by then, the study will be in and we'll know if we're gonna do anything with that building or not, so I'm not
Right.
gonna worry about that right now.
That's fine. Okay. That's why it's pushbacks. Page 78. Asphalt repair. Anything else on that one? Administrative building repair, upgrade south plant. Again, minor, very minor tuck pointing and all that other stuff. Wastewater treatment plant expansion, which this is to part of it for the study, and we work on trying to get the proposals all together now. So that's we approved the study already to go negotiate.
Yeah, once the study's done, once we know the extent of the expansion, then we'll get a better number and harden that number up a little bit.
Okay. Items to be considered future meeting. Anyone have anything?
Just want to recap the one change that you made to the proposed CIP was to split the alley project and fund one half of it in fiscal year 2010, defer the other half, and supplement the street resurfacing by the amount that you took out for the alleyways.
Yes.
That was the direction given to staff.
Yes.
So we'll make that change. We'll print it up in final form, and we'll bring it back to the council for a resolution adopting the 5-year CIP.
Okay. But we are going to revisit that every year, though, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you'll be seeing this all over again next winter.
Okay. Any other items, future meeting? Mr. Coles?
Remind everybody to save this. Don't throw it away, because we don't want to reprint it.
We'll reprint it in a bound format with a nice plastic cover and some pictures and make it look nice.
Okay. Almost short.
Yeah, I'm not sure which committee this should go on, but it's something important that should be done soon. The Stormwater Committee met last month and had a large group of people who came in and complained about the flooding, and one of the big things was they've been asking about the bladder that's supposed to go in at Bussey Woods, and at that time, the one person who knows the most about it, Roy Sy, wasn't there. He was at the last yesterday's meeting and updated us on it, and according to Roy Sy, all the permits that are necessary have been signed off. The federal government, the Cook County government, everything. The only thing they're waiting for, supposedly, is for a release by DuPage County, by Schillerstrom's council, asking Cook County, please expedite this, because we are coming into a season where we're going to have frozen ground, and we're going to have a lot of rain, and we're going to have more flooding. So what they asked to do is to have a letter sent from the council to Mr. Schillerstrom and the county board, asking that we were looking for them to expedite the use of the bladder with an agreement with Cook County as soon as possible.
Got it.
Thank you.
Okay, any other items? Red flag rules, March 2009. Anything else?
Could you review the red flag for all of us for a second? Just a paragraph, what is it?
Let my finance, go ahead.
Basically, the red flag rules are a set of rules that the SEC has set forth
Requires.
that they require us to pass because we bill people after they use the water. In their eyes, we're extending credit to them, and so we need to put in safeguards to ensure that we're protecting against identity theft or attempt to steal personal records, things of that nature. So this is an ordinance or resolution that we need to pass that just outlines what our practices and policies are on that.
A little
try and
housekeeping,
to curb
more or
that.
less.
Just more housekeeping and
Yes.
to fall in line with the federal mandate.
You're going to present that to us next session?
In March.
I mean, next committee meeting?
Well,
March
I have a
9th.
couple of examples, and Council Bond is also working on one, and we're working together to get something for you. We have a May 1st drop dead on that, so it's been kind of rolled back as more information is coming out. I believe the IML is also working on a model ordinance for that, so we're trying to see if that'll fit our needs as well. So we still have a little bit of a wiggle room on this before we have to get there. And so we're just trying to make it as clear and concise and the best that it can be before we bring something forward.
Okay, anything else?
Could we put on the list for the CIP plans, to get a list of all the transite pipes?
That would be under Public Works. That's not under Finance.
Okay. Will finance put that under future?
No, we haven't got
In
in
the
Public
Public
Works
Works?
yet. We're gonna do that next.
And what would, well, we can talk about it at the end of the meeting, items for future.
Right.
Of course. You're right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Ms. Schultz, I think this will be a fairly quick 5-minute meeting. So it is okay if we keep going, or do you need a break?
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm calling to order the Public Works Committee meeting dated February 12, 2009. Will the minute taker please reflect same members present? I declare a quorum. I make a motion to approve minutes dated January 22nd, 2009. Is there a second?
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, we are going to table without objection the discussion on the Metro train station. Item number 5, report and recommendation on special service area number 14. It is a request for final payment, so I make a motion that we recommend that payment be made to Arrow Road Construction Company in the amount of $91,948.51. Is there a second?
Second.
And the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is report and recommendation, special service area number 13. It is for a partial payment. I make a motion, we recommend that payment be made to Arrow Road Construction Company in the amount of $262,171.40. Is there a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, report and recommendation, 2008 street improvements, request for payment number 4. It is a partial. And I make a motion that we recommend that payment be made to Arrow Road Construction Company in the amount of $46,077.46. Is there a second?
Second.
On the question, Alderman Police?
Yeah, this one here, I'm looking at, basically, the current retainage is 46,000. But if we still have a list of minor items remaining, I'd rather see the list done before we, drop the retainage on it.
Mr. Kraft?
That's fine, we don't have to drop the retainage. I was just gonna mention that the contract does allow for dropping the retainage to 5% once 50% of the job is completed, but of course, that's at your discretion.
Anything else on the question, Alderman Shockey?
But if we're paying them the 46,000, that's the amount retained, so there wouldn't be any 5%.
No, we're currently holding 10%, so we would be giving them half of that back, and then we would keep the 5%.
Thank you.
Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
Will the minute taker please call the roll?
Alderman Wesley,
Oppose?
Alderman Police,
Opposed.
Alderman Lewiton,
Favor?
Alderman Shockey,
Favor.
Alderman Cadella,
Opposed.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Knipe.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, items for future meetings. Alderman Lewiton?
Could we have Public Works come back and give us a list of all the transite pipes in the city and their plans for removing them and installing higher quality modern pipes?
Well, does a list exist?
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with a list. I don't know if one exists.
Again, there was a partial list of part of the city in the last Camaras report. You just need to augment it with the rest of the city.
Is this gonna take a lot of work or what? Okay. Okay, any other items for future meetings other than the train station? Alderman Wesley?
I would like, our our engineer firm to look at a street that we redone about 2 years ago, Stoneham, that is possibly falling apart, and I would like a fast track on that due to the fact is that the warranty on those streets are so many years, and that's a problem. That's why I'm not in favor of ever releasing any retainer on projects or finals until our warranty is over. Because now that if that street is defected, we are going to have a problem getting them back out here to repair that street. You know, it's got a loop in it, and you know it's splitting apart, and it was just done 2 years ago. So our warranty is 5 years, right?
Actually, our warranty is only 1 year, but we'll take a look at it and see if we can figure out what's going on with it.
Okay.
Anything else? I make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Why do we only get 1 year warranty on the street?
Hey, Wally.